Greetings, congratulations, your website is complete, yay! So here's where I show you how to, use your site and do stuff. So let's have a look over here, see what we've got. I don't think my little inset will be in your way, but we'll just move that out of the way, just in case. So this is what your dashboard, of course, looks like. You've seen this before. This is where you kind of start a lot of times when you log in. If you're not there, you're probably on this page that has my sites, and you'll see a little thing. You can, if you hit the select site, you're going to go where we just were. If you hit this one, you're going to skip that one and go straight to the Wix editor, which is this thing. But so let's go back in here. We'll just do that select site, and we'll go into the manager. And so first I'll show you how you manage, the data and stuff and submissions and things like that. So I think that stuff is in communications, and I haven't prepared myself, by the way. I'm just coming in this just raw. So you're going to see if I don't know where something is or how to, you're going to see me figure it out. So forms and submissions, here they are. So if you, now I think, yeah. So you had a question about, I don't know what I've just clicked. I just clicked on it. That was the record. Let's back that up. There was a little arrow right there. I just clicked left arrow. So you had a question today, first off, about getting submissions to 2 email addresses versus 1 email address. Didn't specify which one, or I'd change it right here. But if you click that little 3 dot and then you do notifications, here they are. So you can check where you are by looking up here, a little breadcrumb trail. Apply for a job, notifications. So that's for this form. So these are your choices: inbox and email, through various channels, email only. Of course, they're going to recommend that you're using everything they have. Take recommendations from Wix with a grain of salt. And remember, they're always trying to sell you something and get you more connected into their platform. So what we can do here, you probably want this to go to jobs, I'm assuming. So I'll just X that out. If you wanted to add one, just click on add and type it in there, and there it will be. And you get up to 7 in your current plan. So, totally plenty. I have checked this, attached the submission as a PDF to each email. So, like I said, I don't assume that that's going to forward on an attached document that's been uploaded. I do believe that you'll have to check for uploads in your site uploads thing. So, I don't know of a way to get to that through this interface. We'll go ahead and have a peek at that right now. So, you want to look at what someone's uploaded. How do you do that? You want to go into your media library. So that is over here. Media. What are you looking for? I'm looking for uploaded stuff. So here I see a couple of things uploaded. Site files. So I'm going to say, see the most recent files you've added. So I'm going to say show more. And this is what I was looking to get, this menu over here where I can find visitor uploads. And there you go. There's your visitor uploads. From here, you can download that. You can trash it. You can preview it. Let's see what happens when we preview it. Doesn't really show us anything. Let's see if this one has a better preview. So you're going to want to download those. I don't know why they have a preview that doesn't really preview anything. Maybe I'm not patient enough, but I'm on a pretty fast connection here. So that's where they are. You can download them and look at them. Let's see what happens. I'll download this one. Oh, of course, I already have that one. I don't want to see that one. I know what's in that. I want to see Mark Olson. See how that comes through. There it is. So that came in fully as expected. I don't have word processing stuff on this machine. So yeah, that's exactly, I would assume, what it should look like, or what someone has uploaded. Because there's a bunch of stuff in there. Let's see this other one. If I'm wasting your time, just you can skip over this part. Yeah, so this is coming through like we expected to. So that's how you access the actual documents. I can hit this X to get back out of that. And like I said, I don't know of a shortcut from here to there. I've looked once or twice. I didn't, it wasn't readily there. I might just not be seeing it. Who knows? But that is, let's back up, left arrow right here. That's kind of the, how you manage the look at what people have attached and the submissions themselves. So if we actually want to view them, we can just go here, view submissions table, and boom, there you can go. You can see, you can filter and sort them any way you want. You can search through it and stuff. The 8 hidden fields you don't have to worry about. Those are it's like, well, I don't know why someone copied. I will, for now, don't worry about this stuff. I'll go back through here and probably tidy up your forms and just make sure there's nothing goofy like that would confuse anything. But the cool thing about Wix is that, like, if it works, it works. And the systems are so robust. There's not a lot of stuff that you got to worry about, like things like that. So I'll go back, like I said, and I'll look at it to make sure and take anything out that really doesn't need to be there. But you can see these things like copy of first, this copy of. That's because in the form when I was making it, I was duplicating fields. This doesn't matter. I've tried to change those. Like you can click on these and do properties a lot of times. Where is it? It's not giving me now. Maybe it's in another interface. But I've tried to change those. It doesn't really matter. The only place you see that is right here. So it's just doesn't matter. I don't know what's with this. If I hit download, look at that. Oh, hello. Sweet. So that's a pretty nice, that's a little bit quicker feature. Instead of having to go all the way into this media library business, you can go into there, into the submissions table. And then if you scroll over to the right, you'll get to the field for upload file. And there it is. You can download it from right there. You can, of course, export all of this into a spreadsheet. That's not a big deal. I would expect people probably do that a lot. And that's kind of, that's the ins and outs of that. If you have questions about that, let me know. I'll gladly answer them. Then you have your contact forms, come work with us, and that stuff. They work the same way. So this thing, Content Manager, this is of note. So like, I'm going to click on this. This is your databases, right? Each one of these forms is submitting to its own databases. No, its own database, rather. So some of these it makes itself, and this may be one of those things. I might look in here later and see if I can't clean some of this up if it matters. But, your main one, apply for a job, which has 8 items in it. That's this one. If we click on that, oh, we're right back here where we were. Imagine that. So there's multiple ways into that thing. Let's see what's under this little menu. Remove and collections. It wants you to do that from the editor. So why would you put those there, guys? I don't know. Contact forms, that kind of stuff. That stuff is all in here too. So that's your content manager. So let's jump over to this editor and let me explain a little bit about that content manager while we're on that subject still. So let's go to the candidates, maybe. It's a form, but it still may have a database connection. No, I'm wrong. We are going to go down here. So the listings, items title, that is your listings page, like your jobs listings. So, and that's good to know. And these 2 pages are down here under dynamic pages. This one we don't really use. This is like all the listings. We've made our own for that. So, but this one, the detail one, we do use. So this is how you get to that detail page. So look right over here and you'll see this thing. This is your database. So I don't know why I'm not seeing it click. So what I'm going to do, so this thing should be highlighting and it should be obvious that I'm clicking it, but it's not. So I'm going to close that tab and I'm going to go back here to the dashboard thing. I'm going to go back in fresh. What is this? Just take me to the dashboard. See what I mean about Wix trying to sell me stuff constantly? So we're going to go back in. We're going to edit site from right here. Let it load itself up again. It's a complicated interface. It takes a minute for it to load. And once it's done that, I'm going to go back in here and see items title is our detail page. And see now when I click on something. And of course you can see it just loaded the data in fresh. There we go. See how that highlights when I put my mouse over it? Hopefully you might not be able to see that in this video thing anyways, but there's a faint square that shows up around that, and then it tells me, oh, I can click, and now you can see there's a dark square there. It doesn't matter where this thing is. This is your database hookup. It's not something that's visible on the website, but as you can see, when I click on it, I get this thing, Manage Content and Settings. So watch what happens when I hit Manage Content. Oh, look, we're in that Content Manager thing again. Nice. If we back up from items, this is where we are. So that's another way into that Content Manager. The settings, what's under that? You say, well, what is this? It's connected to a data set. It has a name. The collection is called items, I guess. But the data set, job listings, good to go. We're only reading, you don't need to worry about this stuff. I'm just showing you so you've seen it one time. But that's kind of how your data is hooking up. So if we go back and we look at your candidates page, so like the overall flow of the data on your website, you can come in and you can just apply. And if you come in and you hit that right there like that, then that's going to drop a record into this apply for a job table, right? So that's what this does. If you've been first, say you came in and as a user and you went straight to jobs, you just clicked right on jobs before you did anything. You say, oh, cool, look at this, we're in jobs, and you saw one of these, and you think, well, I clicked on one of these and I'm into the detail, and you go, oh, cool, this is the one I want, and then they hit the apply button. Then of course they're going to come into back into this candidates page and straight to this form. This is the anchor that takes them, so boom, they'll all of a sudden be here, and this ID will be populated. So there's a slight interaction between those pages with the data and the database like that. Those are the only interactions with that database. This page doing that, the submission of the form, possibly picking up a job ID if they came from the candidates or from the listings page first. On the jobs page itself, of course, we have the listings of the jobs. This is a thing you can see as I highlight it. It's called a repeater. And so basically a repeater is just one of the things, whether you're putting an image or a text or any of that kind of stuff, it all comes from this plus button over here. And this one is, like I said, called a repeater. So where would I find, well, you can always do this, watch. Hit search, type repeater, and repeaters comes up. Click it, and look, we're in. So that's in list in this one, and we have repeater, hover repeaters, blank repeaters. You can see it moves all through this to let me do various things. When you find what you want, you just click it, drag it, drop it. Then you can edit it. And so that's the job page. We have some fancy programming stuff that's allowing us to search the job page and filter them all like that. You can see here's our jobs table, has to be on that page because we're interfacing with that database. That's the entirety of your database kind of connections and scenarios. The contact ones exist, sure, but that's not nearly like as detailed and complicated. So don't concern yourself with remembering specifically any of that. You have it as reference now. If you want to come back and use how does our database and stuff, how's that hooked up or work, here you go. You just come back to this video, you see right away. So now let's go into your actual site. How does this thing work? I'll just quick demo you the basics of how your site, if you want to do things and get around, what you do. So first and foremost, what's pretty important up here is this publish button. So any changes that you do aren't going to be live until you publish. So if I go like this and I move some stuff around, like nothing, even if I hit save, it's not going to go live until I hit that publish button. Not at all. This up here is a pretty good button to be familiar with too. So I just drag that. What if I did that accidentally? I go, oh God, now I got to put that back exactly where it was. Well, I can just hit undo. Look, it's back. Yay. So that's a good button to take note of. The tools in search, you can put the tools out. You can have a toolbar if you want these things. And there's lots of Wix tutorials. You can go and watch the tutorials and learn about all the many things. Zoom out and reorder is probably somewhat useful, although I don't use it. But if you want like a bird's eye view of your page, that's a good way to do it. I find this useful, and you can manage the different things, reorder stuffs, macro-sized moves, you could say. So we'll exit that. Back over here, we develop in both desktop and mobile. So we've been looking at desktop. If I click on this mobile icon here, we go into a mobile view. Now, it derives, when from what I can tell, when you first go into this, it derives this, it builds the site based on the desktop version. It's not always perfect, I definitely did some, some changing around to make this kind of look how I wanted to. Any changes that you make here are, automatically saved. This save button is not necessary. Let's see. Use this shortcut. Autosave is usually on. I'm used to that being on. So I'm going to turn this on. Use, let's see, Command Option A. Okay, so I'm going to do Command Option A. Autosave is now on. And of course, that did other things in my web browser that aren't necessary, but just close that. So I can now see autosave is on. Yay. If you're in your editor, put your mouse over that. Make sure your autosave is on. If it's not, it will tell you what keyboard shortcut to use to do that. So autosave's on. You never have to really worry about saving. You can go here and manage your thing. This remembers what it's done here versus what you've done over here, and the two don't overlap. So you don't have to worry about making a change on the mobile thing and then like, it messed up my desktop. That's not going to happen unless you tell it to. So excuse me, it's I'm covered up in pollen down here. I apologize for my my snottiness, etc. So on your page, your site, etc., you can see as I move around, hopefully you can see on the video, some thin lines often don't come through in the crappy video feed, but to do anything, just click, mouse over, click. Once you do, you'll see this standard set of I double clicked. Standard set of things, this little, set of things. There'll usually be like a something over here with some icons on the right. Change text, icons on the right. Edit text, get text ideas, icons on the right. Always going to be that stuff. If you want to actually get into something like text to change it, just double click. There you go. You're in there. You'll get a little pop-up thing that shows you all the things for the options for the text. You can move that around somewhere. You can drag it. When you do, usually it gives you see that nice little purple pinkish guideline. It will center, like helps you center it and have it. It's snapping around to like be just space just right and stuff, and then I can always undo, which puts it right back where I left it. But that's how you do this kind of stuff. If you want to make a section smaller, click on the section, put your mouse over that bottom edge, and you can see it turns into an up and down arrow. There you go. Just start clicking, or start clicking and dragging. Excuse me. So the editor's quite intuitive, quite easy. There's really not much more to it than that. Stuff that's down here in your footer kind of maintains across all pages. And it's the footer because if I click on this part, it starts, I'm seeing, see where it highlights over here, it says footer when I put my mouse right there. That's how I know there's footer stuff down here. So that carries through all pages. And of course, we applied just a template from the get-go. So, not a whole lot of stuff that had to be done. This is your menu. You can manage the menu from like that. So anytime you see these three dots, it's giving you options for something. But so if you want to like just hide something from the nav, you can just go like here and do hide no problem. And it will tell you when you have hidden pages, there'll be a thing that says, oh, you got hidden pages, make sure about it. That's how you can manage the navigation. And what happens if you click navigate? Oh, that's the menu if you want to get around. So, pretty much everything that you're doing in this site, it's live. Sometimes we go to like jobs should pull data in live. Sometimes it doesn't. Earlier it wasn't. A minute ago it wasn't. Now it is. You can see those are the actual jobs coming into that repeater. That's very handy. If you're on a page and you're working on it, you just want to see, does this work? You can hit this preview button. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. So now I can go in here and check out this search jobs. And one listing found. If we put Chicago in, you can see it's actively going like the whole time that I'm kind of typing. And when we get done typing it, it's back. All this is just kind of live and active and going, which is super nice. We're in preview mode. We can just keep on. We can go check our mobile. See how things look in mobile if we want to. We can click on a thing and keep on going. So like that's curious, right? I want to see about that. I'm gonna hit I bet I can hit the back arrow. No, I can't. Stay on page. Oh, back. There's a back in the interface. Good for me. So now we're confusing the Wix editor now. So let's go back over here and we'll let it load jobs in again. So you can see, come on Wix. I'll go back out. No. Get out of my way. Go back out. Go to this one. Data is flowing in. So you can see this is not a perfect world. Now, what I'm interested in is, oh crap, I did it again. Come back. I want to see this page in mobile with its data, with which I have just, of course, bunked out in the exact same fashion that I did it before. Good job, Andy. Let's move away from this page. We'll move back to this page. Waiting for this data to show, which it doesn't want to show. Now that I'm ready to go, and I'm certain that, well, we can do preview. It should pull it in preview. It still doesn't pull it in. Come on, Wix, you're killing me right now. I've got a demo happening. We're trying to do a demo here, Wix, and you are not helping. So data's flowing into that page. Let's try one more time. Where were we? Jobs. This is a title. This is a title. Not refreshing. Come on, man. Regardless, I can still change this in mobile. So we'll work around through an uncooperative Wix, won't we? And now our data's here. This is simply too narrow. I don't know why it was set like that, but look, we fixed it. I'm gonna hit save. And I just told you don't need to do that, but whatever. Publish is the one that we want to hit. So that's good to go, and that is now fixed. So when we're looking at the listings on mobile, we can actually see that. ID, position, location. I kind of, if you guys want this, I guess different. It's a tricky one. This is, I get, demonstrating what you're about to see below, because this is going to be a long list, and the space is so narrow. There's not really, I like the vertical stack of it. And then giving you a click to link to them, because we couldn't fit columns, So this kind of gives you a key, and then you move through, and it's kind of obvious. So if you have a different idea about how you'd like to do that, you guys didn't say anything about it, so totally up to you, and let me know if you've got a better idea for that. But I figured that will work, so there it sits. Back to desktop. The rest of your site, of course, there's just there's not a lot going on. It's pretty simple stuff. So the upload files. let's check it out. File upload. Now, so this is set. Now they're somewhat different between, because this is the special feature that you kind of paid extra for. So the upload file button, from what I can tell, these are our options for what's supported. So document, this was set wrong, I should say. So you did have a note about the document uploader not working or whatever. That if it was this one, it was definitely wrong. It was just set to the wrong thing. Document should be, let's see, a wide variety, blah 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 blah. So I don't know for sure how to get it. What if I just I want to catch all for a bunch of stuff. How can I set it to be document and images or something like that? But I guess it doesn't matter. I think that will cover us. Let me go ahead. I'll publish this, of course. And so that should be okay now. Let me check the other form too. Jobs. Oh, that's listing. Sorry. Candidates is where I mean to be. And this upload a file. Edit field. So this one is set correctly. So one was incorrect, one was correct. I'm gonna publish just to be careful, but that's how you do that. So if you wanted like multiple types, we could conceivably put 2 buttons, I guess, and that might make that a little better. But so that's that, and I'm trying to think of like what else, if there is anything else at all complicated in this stuff, and I just don't think there is. Yeah, I think you're kind of good to go. Dev mode, if you turn on that, you don't have to worry too much about messing stuff up, of course, because you can always undo. But mostly what it does is gives you access to the code at the bottom. There is a good bit of code probably on the items page, the detail page, yeah, a little bit. Basically, we're setting session data to remember between these pages. That's how it's passing its data around. And there'll be some code here to pick that data up. Yeah. And that's really all you get out of dev mode. I don't usually have it on unless I'm specifically working on code. So I think that should probably do it. If you have it, a basic in-depth 30-minute look at your site. So hopefully that's useful to you. Let me know if it's not. Feel free to put comments below this video here on this platform. This isn't a publicly listed video. Only you with a link is watching this video. So you can feel free to put comments right here if you have stuff specifically that you want me to add to this video. And of course, work order type stuff, email, whatever, but whatever you want to do is great and fine. So hopefully this is helpful to you. And I'll try and put at some point over the next day or two, if you haven't seen them right now, there'll be some links to the times and subjects through this thing. So have a great day. Cheers.